Hello class, today we're going to talk about lesson 7-4, solving proportions. Our objective for today is that I can solve a proportion. So we're going to use these things called cross products to solve proportions. And cross products are equal in proportions, and if the ratios are not proportional, then when we take the cross product, it won't be equal. For example, 6 over 8 is equal to 9 over 12, because when we go 6 times 12, that is equal to 8 times 9. Both of those results, or both products, are 72. And then 5 over 2 is equal to 15 over 6, because 5 times 6 is 30, and 2 times 15 is also 30. They're not proportional. For example, when we have 1/6, it doesn't equal 2/7, because 1 times 7 is 7, and 6 times 2 is 12. They don't equal. Or if we have 5/12 and 2/5, 5 times 5 is 25, and 12 times 2 is 24. Those aren't equal. So let's look at an example where we will look at using proportions and cross products. So we're going to decide if 5/6 is actually equal to 15 over 20. And we're going to do that by using cross products. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 5 times 21, and then we're going to take 6 times 15. And if they're equal, then it's proportional. So 5 times 21. 21 times 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 105. Now let's do 6 times 15. 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus 3 is 9. 90 does not equal 105. So because the cross products are not equal, then our ratios are not proportional. And that wraps up example 1A. So let's look at example 1B next. So we have a shade of paint is made by mixing 5 parts red paint with 7 parts blue paint. If we mix 12 quarts of blue paint with 8 quarts of red paint, will we get the correct shade? So what we're going to first do is write two ratios. We have 5 parts red, or we can just say 5 red to 7 blue. Is that going to equal 8 red to 12 blue? So using cross products, we're going to go 12 times 5 and 7 times 8. Well, 12 times 5 is 60, and 7 times 8 is 56. And since 60 does not equal 56, we will not get the correct shade of paint because our ratios are not equal. And that wraps up example 1B. So let's look at example 2 next. We're going to solve the proportion 12 over D is equal to 4 over 14. So we're going to use cross products to do that. We're going to rewrite this. 12 over D equals 4 over 14. So we're going to go D times 4 and 14 times 12. So that will give us 4D equals 14 times 12, and 14 times 12 is 168. So 4D is equal to 168. We need to figure out the value of D. So to do that, we're going to divide by 4. And 4 goes into 168 42 times, so the value of D is 42. That wraps up example 2. So let's look at our last example, example number 3. So two masses can be balanced on a fulcrum when the mass of the first object is over the length of the second object is equal to the mass of the second object over the length of the first object. So the green box and the blue box are balanced, but we need to figure out what the mass of the blue box is. So to do this, we can write the mass of the green box over the length of the blue box. So mass green over length blue. That's going to have to equal the mass of the blue box over the length of the green box. So now we can plug in numbers we know. We know the green box is 2 pounds, and the length from the blue box is 4 inches. We don't know the mass of the blue box, so we can represent that by x, and put that over the length of the green box, 10. So now we'll use cross products. 10 times 2 is equal to 4 times x. 2 times 10 equals 4 times x. Well, 2 times 10 is 20. So 20 is going to equal 4x. We need to divide by 4 to find out what x equals. And x is equal to 5, which means the mass of the blue box is 5 pounds. And that wraps up Lesson 7-4 on solving proportions. So for the rest of your homework, I would like you to do the Your Turn problems in your guided note packet, and I will see you in class later. Goodbye.